Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kelly. I am currently at the Jersey Shore. I'm in my kitchen. Let's ignore this bowl of moldy oranges. That's on my to-do list today. Life update. My boyfriend and I are living at the shore for the summer, but there's a fly flying around me right now. We are living at the shore for the summer, but he's not here today because he is in Germany for work, so I'm alone. I have a lot on my to-do list today. All tasks revolve around things within my home. I have to clean, I have to vacuum, clean the bathrooms, vacuum the floors, make my bed, laundry, multiple rounds of laundry. I have to clean the kitchen, I have to deal with these oranges, take the trash out, clean the dishes. Just a lot of random home things that I need to get done today. It is Monday. My sister is having a birthday party next weekend, a 30 and a half birthday party in July. Her birthday is in January, but she didn't have a party in January, so she wants to have one this weekend, so that'll be fun. Basically, I have to prep the house for that. I also am determined to get out of the house today because when I'm alone, I tend to turn into a bit of a hermit. Usually if I'm alone, I am waking up, not talking to anyone, going on my computer, doing tasks, getting things done on my computer, but not moving my body at all and not talking to people. And talking to people is what gives me energy, and moving around and being outside is where my inspiration comes from. So I am determined to get out of the house today. I'm gonna go on a bike ride to an acai bowl shop that I love. I haven't been there this season. I actually just looked to make sure that it was still there and still open, and it is, but it closes at 3, and right now it is 1:28. So I am going to start to head there now. I'm gonna run the Roomba while I go, and then I'll probably still have to vacuum the downstairs even when I come home. There's just so much going on. Joe, my boyfriend, he moved in 2 weeks ago, beginning of July. So it has been a little bit of chaos as we organize the place for all his stuff. My shore house is not very large, so there isn't a ton of room for another person to live here. Also, life update and just lore. This is my sister's and my house at the shore. Our family spends a lot of time there. She's here every single weekend and some weekdays, depending on her work schedule as a nurse. And then my parents are down here a lot. So there's a lot of people in and out. And it's, like I said, not a huge house. So we're trying to make it work. It's actually pretty good right now. I think we're in a pretty good spot, but I just need to put some finishing touches on the cleaning before we host 15 people next weekend. So we're gonna get to it. Earlier today, I woke up, I had coffee. My boyfriend and I acquired an amazing coffee maker that you just press a button and it makes coffee for you. It's incredible. So I had coffee from there, and then I did some work tasks on my computer. I feel like I'm not getting stuff done. I feel like I looked back at my list and I'm like, what did I do today? Like, I literally don't know. I posted a reel for my podcast. That was good. Made a couple other reels, organized some things, and then started to get ready to film this video and go get my little acai bowl. So I need to get up. I need to get moving, even though it's now 1:30 p.m. So it's fine. It's fine. We're going to start the day now. I'm heading to the acai bowl shop. I am going to ride along the water. I'm very excited. It's sunny. It's beautiful. Here we go. I'm currently dying right now. The wind is blowing from the direction that I'm riding into, so I'm fighting against the wind right now. I'm not riding along the water because I figured it might be worse down there. So I'm just riding on the street, sidewalk. This road is kind of busy, so unless there's people walking on the sidewalk, I'm just gonna ride on the sidewalk. And I've had to get off a few times, so that's okay. I'm almost there, and I'm really just hoping that the wind doesn't switch back. I hope that it stays this direction so that when I go home, I can just have an easy breezy ride with the wind pushing me the whole time. I'm here, my legs are jelly. It's fine, I made it. She's done it. I'm here. I'm sitting by the water. I hope this isn't too loud. I'm trying to block the wind with my body. It's pretty breezy today, honestly. The waves are crashing, so you may hear the sound of the waves. Oh my gosh. Okay, time to put my hair up. Okay, I'm pretty sweaty now, but you know what? That's a good thing because I've been off of my cardio game for a little while now. So it's good to exercise and get my heart rate up. I have been going to that acai bowl place since the year it opened, which was maybe, I don't know, 6 years ago. I feel like I remember it from at least 5, if not 6 to 7 years ago. And they used to have these punch cards. It was like if you bought 10 bowls, you got one free. So I had 2 from previous years. One of them was filled up to the free space. So I was like, okay, this one's good for a free bowl. And then I had another one that had 2 on it. And so when I went in, I was like, oh, I also was hoping to use this. And so I handed it to her, and the girl was kind of young. And she was like, oh, I think like you might still need one more punch on this. And I was like, okay, like I didn't think that, but I was like, whatever. So I was like, okay, well, could I just give you both of these? And then the 2 on the second card will serve as that one. And then it'll get me to the free one. And she was like, first she was like, I'll just punch another one on this one for you. And then she was like, we're not doing those anymore. So like, they're not giving them out. She said they're not giving them out anymore. And I was like, okay, but could I still use it? She was like, yeah. And then she's like, okay, hold on, let me ask. And then so she brought another girl out, and then I explained it to her, and she was like, oh, yeah, okay. And it's funny because they were young, but they were very, very polite. But sometimes when I go into businesses and it's like very young people working and there's something that's like a little bit confusing like that, I remember when I used to work at a business like that, like I worked in an acai bowl shop down at the shore for a summer or 2. And when I first started there, I was so confused about everything. Like I was like, wait, what do I do? Like, do I cut all of these strawberries or just like 4 of them? So I see where they're coming from, but oh my God, my bike is literally blowing away. I feel like I should lay it down or something. Okay, hold on. I literally have to go stop my bike from blowing away in the wind. Okay, I put it up against a pillar. I'm gonna eat this now. What I was getting at, though, is I feel for younger workers in businesses that they don't run, you know, because sometimes they're like, I don't know what to do. This is confusing. But at the same time, I'm like, if there was a manager here or like the owner of the store, like they would know what to do immediately. They'd be like, oh, yeah, sure. Like, take it, done. You'll never see a punch card again because they're not doing them anymore. But whatever. It's fine. I just thought it was funny. But they were super, super nice. I feel bad saying this, but like that thought did come to my mind. I was like, how do I explain this in the most simple terms? Because this is a very simple transaction. Because the second girl said, we'll still accept them. We're just not giving them out to like new people. So anyway, it's fine. I got my bowl and it's so good. Acai bowls are my favorite food. Like it's actually my favorite food. I don't think I could ever get bored of it. If I could eat one thing every day for the rest of my life, it would be this. They're so good. I actually low-key don't even think that they're healthy. Because I think that there's a lot of, in certain ones, there's a lot of sugar added in. Like if the acai base is very, very sweet, it's pretty guaranteed that there's a lot of sugar added or some sort of sweetener that makes it a little more calorie dense. But I trick myself into thinking that they're healthy for me because they're made of fruit and they taste so, so good. Also, I think granola is really not that good for you, or it's good I don't know what I'm talking about. It might be good for you, but it has a lot of calories. So if you were trying to like be in a calorie deficit or something, this is maybe not the best thing you can eat. But like I heard a rumor, I don't know if it's true or not, that an acai bowl like this is like 12 to 1500 calories, which is kind of a lot because most people eat around 2000 calories a day. So I don't think it's actually that. Okay, now I'm getting like anxious. Is this actually terrible for me? Like, is this actually like I should be eating this for dessert rather than to start my day? I don't know. But they're so good. I love it. That was so good. The wind is whipping right now. It's crazy. This is climate change, honestly. Not to get deep, but like the fact that it is windy every day and it's not just breezy, but very, very windy. This is all from climate change. So just keep that in mind. That was so good. I see a recycle bin over there. So this is going over there and then I'll be on my way. This is a good spot to sit. So all along this road, there are these, I don't even know what this thing is. It's like a gazebo, kind of, like, but it's not. I mean, I guess it is a gazebo, but my question is, why is it a gazebo? Why is there a gazebo here? I'm not sure. I guess just to add a little pizzazz to the town. Who knows? The bay is looking beautiful right now. There she is. One thing about the bay in this town is that it warms up so quickly. So right now I am in central New Jersey along the shore, and some of my friends and family have beach houses in the southern Jersey Shore points, and the bay down there stays very cool. So even if you jump into it in late August, it still could be pretty cold. Last year I jumped off my aunt's dock and it was late August, I believe, and it was kind of frigid, which is a good thing sometimes because you want to cool off, but sometimes you just want to swim in a warm bay, and that's what you get here. The wind is still blowing from behind me, so that's good. Wait, is it? It is. Okay, so I'm gonna cruise home right now, which is great. I was nervous because the wind is known to switch on a dime. Like 1 minute, the wind could be off the water and it could be freezing and cold, and I'm like sitting on the beach shaking. And then 1 minute later, you just feel like very dry, warm air. And I'm like, wait, what's happening? Like, oh, the wind switched. Now it's coming off the land and it's very warm. So I was really hoping that the wind would not switch until I get home, and I think it's still blowing in my favor. So I'm gonna get moving and get home to start on my endless list of chores. I'm back. Wow, I'm sweaty. That was a lot. That was a journey, but we did it. I'm so glad I did that because I think I was saying this earlier. I already forget. When I'm alone all day and all night, I do become a hermit. So it's good to get outside. I interacted with the cashier and the other girl that was working. I got my bowl. It was so good. So I'm back home now. My Roomba did a great job. So the floor is looking very clean. I might mop though if it needs it. I'm going to do a little assessment. I have to water the flowers outside. They're looking a little bit droopy. We have hydrangeas outside and some of them are in the sun for the morning through like 1, maybe 2 p.m. and it isn't great for them. I think my dad said that hydrangeas are shade. He was like, I think they're for shade, so make sure they're going to be okay there. We do have shade most of the day, but yeah, some of them are looking a little droopy, but that's okay. I don't even know what to do first. I don't even know. I think I'm going to put on like a podcast or something and get to work. See, this is the way my brain works. This is bad, but whenever I am like overwhelmed and I have so many things to do, I can't think of one thing to do. I'm like, but wait, but which one of these do I actually do right now when I have a list of 7,000 things? So I have to just start. Genuinely, I do not know what to start with, but I guess I'll start with putting all this stuff away. Also have to post things on Facebook because we have these cushions, for example, that we want to get rid of. So I was going to post them in our town Facebook group and be like, I'm going to put these on my curb, and if anyone wants them, they're free. So I have to do that. And then, oh my gosh. Okay, there's a lot. I am just going to start. Maybe I'll start with that. Organizing all this stuff, and then dishes. Maybe I'll start with the dishes. That's easy. Okay, dishes. We're doing it. I forgot if I said why all this stuff has to be done today. Actually, I know that I didn't say this yet. I'm not going to be here this entire week. Tomorrow, I am going to another Jersey Shore town for a photo shoot. And then on Wednesday, I am going to New York, the Big Apple, and I'm staying there until Thursday for another shoot. The shoot is actually on Thursday, but I am going up on Wednesday to see my cousin Jess, who lives in New York. And we're gonna get drinks and maybe do dinner or something. I haven't seen her in a while, so that'll be really fun. And then I'm gonna stay over at her house and wake up on Thursday and go to this shoot at, am I allowed to say where? I think so. It's at the Free People Studio in Manhattan. Free People Movement. It's like a workout studio. I am shooting that on Thursday. That'll be fun. And then I'm going home to my parents' house in Pennsylvania for Thursday night and Friday. I have an event for my friend. It's a fundraiser for his job. So I have that on Thursday. It's at a farm where we're going to do like flower picking and stuff. And then I guess you pay for the flowers that you cut. And then part of the proceeds goes to his personal fundraiser, and part of it actually goes to a good cause. I'm just gonna, okay, I can't say too much because my friend, he's really private about his job, so I'll just leave it there. But I have a fun event to support my wonderful friend on Thursday. And then on Friday is Trisha, my co-host of my podcast and also my cousin. It is her bridal shower, so that's on Friday night.
I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what she wears. Trisha has the best style. I just think she has great taste. Like, she's always worn such cute clothes and put together the cutest outfits. So I'm excited to see her outfit and also to just see her and celebrate her. And shout out to the podcast. She is getting married in, Trisha, that is not the podcast, is getting married in September. So we have been talking about weddings a lot as it's been very top of mind for her. So I've been loving the wedding content that we've been making on Stop the Internet podcast. You should definitely check it out if you like to hear about wedding drama and wedding, that's about it. Drama, opinions, advice, I don't know. So those are really fun. And then, like I was talking about earlier, next weekend is my sister's 30th and a half, 30.5 birthday. She is having some friends down. And I know that sounds funny, like a 30.5 birthday party. It's like, what are you doing? But it's really just an excuse to have friends down and do a fun weekend and get people together and have a reason for it, because sometimes there needs to be a pretty good reason to draw people in, especially during such a busy time of year, which is summer. So 30.5 birthday party and friends are coming down. So that'll be really fun. And then the week after that, I have another photo shoot. I am so much busier in July than I thought I was going to be. I thought I had nothing in July and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna like make vlogs and TikToks and make headway on my content creation career. And then I looked at my calendar and I was like, oops, everything's falling. I was like, oh, okay, I actually do have quite a few things in the month of July. So I'm working through it. We're working through it. This week is actually much busier than I expected because of all these photo shoots and events and stuff, which is okay. It's all fun and good stuff. It's good to be busy. Honestly, it's good to be busy. Like, sometimes I am overwhelmed, I guess, when I'm busy with photo shoots and recording of the podcast and doing all these things. But then when I have nothing, I'm kind of like, what do I do with my life? Like, I think what I thrive in is being mildly busy, because if I am so busy with a million things to do, I feel like my brain just like pauses and I'm like, but what next? Like, kind of today with all these tasks, I'm like, but what do I actually start with right now? Like, I don't even know. And then if I have nothing on my calendar, that's another like, wait, what do I do? Like, I have so many things I want to do, but what do I actually do and start with right now? Like, I don't know. So my brain, I think, thrives when I'm in the middle, when I have a pretty good amount of stuff going on, but it's not overwhelming. So this week is kind of a good example. Like, this week is a little bit more busy than I like, because I like to have time to work in extra podcast recordings and content shoots and stuff. So I am a little too busy this week. I don't know. But I was going to say, this amount of stuff for like a 2-week period or like a week and a half period is good for me, because it keeps me inspired and it keeps me moving. And I think those are all good things. No hermits here. Wow, I actually love vlogging and talking to my video, you guys, while I'm doing this. It's making it go by faster. The dishes are done. They just have to dry. I'll put this here. Let me lay out a few little towels to dry all this stuff. We do have a dishwasher, but these are things that did not thrive in the dishwasher, so they are being hand washed by moi, little old me. Okay, here we go. We're doing it. We're getting things done. Oh, actually, the dishes are not done. I just found a few other things that I moved out of the sink before I started. See, this is like another thing with these are glass. I'm putting the glass in the dishwasher. Another thing with how my brain works is sometimes when I'm overwhelmed, I'll do half a task and then I'm like, oh, I'll just finish it later. Like, it just happened with the dishes. A lot of the time I fall into that trap where I'm like, okay, well, I don't feel like mentally how do I describe this? I feel like it's like mentally I've reached the end point. Like I just said to you guys, I was like, I am done with the dishes. They're all done. They're good. And then I turn around and I see more. And so in my brain, I'm like, but I was done dishes. Like, my brain has decided dish time is over. but then I see all these other dishes and I'm like, oh wait, oh, okay. And then for a split second, I'm like, I'll just do it later. And sometimes I do fall into that, like, I'll just do it later mindset. And then I actually have to do it later and I'm not going to want to do it then either. But I've been trying recently to just do things when the thought crosses my mind. And I actually saw this quote that my friend posted about a few years ago, just around New Year's and like resolutions and stuff. It was basically saying like my New Year's resolution is to do this like touch it once theory. So basically, this touch it once theory is that you should never move an item, or I guess you could also insert like task in there to a second location. If you're gonna touch an item, touch it once. For example, if you have a glass that you drink out of and it's sitting on your coffee table, it would be easy to just pick up that glass and come and put it on your kitchen counter and then go and continue doing whatever you were going to do. And then later you would have to come and move that same glass from the counter into the dishwasher or into the sink and wash it. And this touch it once theory basically says that you should just put that glass as soon as you pick it up off the coffee table. It should go right into the dishwasher or right into the sink and you should wash it then. Or maybe not wash it then. Like maybe if you're hand washing it, it's a little bit different, but it should go right into its next destination. If that destination is the sink, the dishwasher, you physically cleaning it and putting it in the drain board, touch it once rather than counter now. And then later I'll put it in the sink and then later I'll rinse it and put it in the dishwasher one time. So I've been trying to do that. And I think it actually really helps because my brain kind of like puts things off a lot. And I don't think that's a good thing for productivity, especially as someone who has ADHD and my brain is all over the place. I've been working on that.
Updates, updates. How's cleaning going? Cleaning is fine. I cleaned the downstairs bathroom. That took longer than expected, but the floor and the baseboards were dirty. So I was cleaning those. And then I sprayed the cleaner on the upstairs bathroom, on the shower and the toilet, and like, prepared that room to be cleaned. So that took longer than expected. I'm starting to understand why professional cleaning services cost so much. No, I do understand because I do think that it takes a long time, or I know that it takes a long time and it's a specialized skill. Cleaning is not easy sometimes. I am having food. There is a piece of fish under here, deep down, deep, deep, deep down. I loaded it up with spinach because I need to eat more vegetables. I don't really get how people make eating videos. I guess the eating is the main event for some of them. I want to eat this right now, but I'm like, I don't want to just film myself putting food in my mouth and chewing. I'm going to eat this. And then I was thinking about walking down to the water to watch the sunset, but it's clouding up and I think it's going to rain. I saw on the town page that there was supposed to be, Instagram page, there was supposed to be some like band performing. They do these like events throughout the summer to get like the community involved. And it's like a cover band or just like a normal band or a tribute of some sort of some famous singer or like a movie on the beach. They do a drive-in movie. They do like all sorts of different like community events, which is fun. So they just canceled one of the ones that was supposed to be tonight because of possible weather, but it actually said that the band canceled. So I was like, maybe they just didn't want to risk it with like their equipment. So maybe it's not actually going to rain and they're just erring on the side of like, if it rains, we don't want to be out there. I don't know. I don't know where today went. I really feel like I just was in a haze and like didn't actually do anything today. So I am going to be working on tasks throughout the rest of the night. I was going to also try to go to bed early tonight because I need to get my sleep schedule back on schedule. I need to be a morning person. I really do want to be a morning person and I've never successfully been able to do it. I need to start going to bed earlier. I did buy magnesium. I heard that taking magnesium before bed helps you sleep and maintain like a deep sleep. So I'm going to start taking that more consistently. I didn't take it last night because I forgot. See, that's another thing. I do these things, I have these ideas, and then I just forget about them. I think I need a pill case of some sort to like take vitamins. Do you know that trend on TikTok that was like people putting their hand like I always thought that was funny because I think things like this are funny. I don't know how to describe this. I talked to Joe, my boyfriend. He's in Germany, like I said. He arrived in Germany on the plane and they lost his luggage. So his luggage never came out of the baggage carousel. There was like 6 other people there that also lost their baggage. So baggage. So he was at his hotel for a night and his office for a day without his luggage. So he put on an outfit on Saturday afternoon at like 1 and then wore that outfit for the rest of the day and the night. Arrived in Germany the next morning, spent the entire day in that outfit, went to bed, woke up the next day, put that outfit back on, went to work at an office with everyone else looking nice in probably slacks and button-ups. And he was wearing this like Lululemon. It's like, I don't know if it's actually from Lululemon. I think it is, but it's not sweatpants, but it's like one of those like jogger track suits that's like waffle material. He was kind of annoyed about that, but then they finally did find his luggage and they brought it back to his hotel for him. So when he got back to the hotel after his work day, he saw the baggage there, or the suitcase there behind the desk. So he got it. That was good. That has never happened to me. Knock on wood. Knock on every type of wood. I've never had my luggage lost by an airline. And I feel like it's just a part of travel. It's like a phase. It's probably going to happen to you if you travel a lot. And I just hope it never happens to me, but I feel like it's going to at some point. It is just the best feeling when you are in an airport and you see your suitcase come out of that baggage carousel. Like, it's here, it's safe, she's with me, she's right there, I can see her. And it would be so upsetting if they lost your baggage, like actually straight up lost it and you never saw it again, because even if they gave you enough money to buy everything in that suitcase and more, that would still be so upsetting to lose all of your items, like your personal belongings. That's so sad to me. Ugh. I feel like I've never met someone, actually, I don't think, that has fully flat out, they lost the luggage and it was never seen again, unless it was like stolen or something, which I also don't know if anyone I know personally has had their baggage stolen. But if the airline just straight up loses a bag, like, first of all, how does that happen? Because the bags have barcodes on them, so they should know exactly where they're supposed to be and who they belong to. But anyway, whatever. This is not interesting. Actually, this topic does remind me of a story. When I was coming home from France last year, I was flying alone and I was flying from, where was I flying from? Paris to Philadelphia, straight flight, and going into the airport that day. I was all alone because I was with my sister and my friends in France for like a week and a half. And then I met up with my friend slash colleague for work. We were shooting something over there. So we were together for a few days, staying in a hotel. Her flight was at like 6 a.m. So she left. I was still in bed. And then my flight was at 1 p.m. So I was going to the airport after her. She had a car to drive there, but I had to go on the train to the airport. And went, oh, this freaking fly is still here. When I got out of bed, I was in this like weird mood. I didn't really know what was happening, but I was just like really tired. I had to take this little train thing to the airport, but this train went like different places. It wasn't just an airport train. I had to figure out how to get onto the airport section of it. I asked someone, they told me. I get there, I have this giant suitcase and 2 carry-on bags, neither of which were roller bags. One had a bunch of camera equipment in it, and one had just like personal stuff, my laptop, etc. Just to preface this story even more, when we arrived in France, my suitcase was broken. The wheel of the suitcase was fully broken, like broken in transport. I accepted that, but I was like, it was really annoying, but I was like, okay, suitcases break sometimes. I can't be that mad about this. And I accidentally locked my suitcase closed because when I was running out of the house, I just like threw my lock on the suitcase. And as I'm trying to type in the combination, none of my standard combinations worked. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't know the combination of this lock. So it's stuck on there. So we had to cut it open with a knife. That may have been in my niece Auntie vlog if you're interested in seeing more about that. But that's important because I went to a store in Nice, France, to buy a new suitcase, brand new suitcase, off the shelf, never been used before. I rolled it around the store, said, oh, this one's good, rolls nice. Okay, cool, let's go. Carried it back to the hotel. When I packed it up in Nice and went to go take it out because we were changing cities, it did not roll. when it's full, it did not roll. So it rolled when it was empty, when there was like nothing in it. And also I didn't roll it too much because I didn't want to ruin it on the cobblestone street. So I only rolled it around in the store itself. And then once I took it out of the store, which had very smooth floors, I didn't roll it at all on the cobblestone walking from the store to my hotel because I didn't want to ruin the wheels. Little did I know they were already ruined. Straight out the factory like that. So I discovered that the wheels were broken on the brand new suitcase that I just spent, I don't know, $150 on. Annoying. So I had to deal with the rest of the trip with my broken suitcase. Thankfully, after Nice, we were just going to one more city, Paris. And that actually, no, that's not even true because then after Paris, I had work. So then I had to go to another hotel in Paris, meet up with my colleague. Our work thing started there. And then we had to go into a car and drive to this other little hotel Airbnb thing outside of Paris. So I had to take my broken suitcase all over there. Whatever, I was dealing with it. It was fine. But now we're back. After that little city, we went back to Paris to fly home. So we're back in Paris and it's the morning of my flight home. Like I said, I'm going on this train. I'm trying to find how to get on this airport train and get to the airport all by myself. Also, something that did not make my life easier this day was it was so hot and it was in June, but hear me out. It was freezing in Paris. When we arrived in Paris mid-June, people were wearing trench coats, winter coats, trench coats, jeans, long pants, long sleeves, sweaters, scarves, boots, winter boots in June. It was freezing, especially at night and in the early morning. So, and especially in the first few days we were there. So it was really actually so surprising. I wish that I brought more layers with me to Paris. And by freezing, I am being dramatic. It was probably in the 50s, 60s, and then maybe by like the third day we were there, it was like 60s, 70s. I don't know. We needed jackets most of the time. Of course, the hottest day of the year, the hottest day that I was there was this day that I was fighting for my life, trying to drag this giant suitcase to the airport via the airport train. I'm walking through the airport. I am trying to find where to drop off my bag at American Airlines. I could not find American Airlines anywhere. This airport is massive. I don't remember which one it was. I think it was Charles de Gaulle. I don't remember. It was huge. And I started doubting, did I even get off at the right spot? Or is there like multiple different terminals that I should have gone to another one? Like, I don't know. I cannot find this American bag drop thing. So I'm walking, whatever. Can't find it anywhere. I see this sign that says American Airlines gates or whatever. And I was like, oh, thank you. Finally. I go through the line. They scan my boarding pass. I take the elevator up and now I see like the security line, which was not super short. It wasn't incredibly long, but it wasn't like quick, super short. So I'm standing in the line and I'm dragging my large carry-on suitcase, or not carry-on, checked suitcase. And I am holding my camera bag, laptop, like everything else in my backpack and this like weekender bag. I'm sweating. I'm pouring sweat. I am just like in a haze. I don't know what happened. I don't know what's happening with me. And so I look down and I'm like, what am I doing? I'm in the security line right now and I have my huge checked bag with me. So I start like exiting the line by going underneath the ropes. And this woman was like, no, ma'am, no. And I was like, no, I'm not cutting. I'm sorry. I'm not cutting. I forgot to check my bag. And she said, oh yeah, come on. That's way too big. And she was so nice. And she said, go downstairs, go that way, check the bag. And when you come back up, I'm getting humbled today, honestly, just like this day in France. My phone just died, which I actually feel like I'm pretty good about not having my equipment malfunction during filming, specifically my batteries, because I am a professional photographer, so that is part of my job. Good thing I'm filming on my front camera because I would have not even known if my camera just shut off. I would have just kept yapping. Irrelevant. We're back. We're back in Paris. We're back at Charles de Gaulle, I think. I get out of line. I walk over. The woman says, when you come back, tell an employee that you already waited and they'll send you to the front. And I was like, okay, I'm nervous to do that, but okay. So I go back down, I find the American desk, I check in my bag. I'm like, what? Like, first time flying? Anyway, so then I go back to the check-in to get into the security line, my boarding pass didn't scan. My boarding pass, it was like already scanned at this checkpoint. I was like, great. So they were like, why did your boarding pass already scan? And I was like, I accidentally brought my bag over here and then I took it back because it was too big for a carry-on. And then thankfully, the woman who saw me upstairs came down the escalator because I guess she was like swapping stations. She was now in this downstairs checkpoint area. And I was like, she saw me. And then she's like, oh yeah, yeah. And then they had to do this whole thing where I don't even know what happened. I kind of forget, but finally I got through. And then I went upstairs and now my girl wasn't up there anymore, obviously, because now she's downstairs at the checkpoint. So I go up. This line is triple in size. It has tripled. It was so long. And I was like, do I tell someone? Do I find someone and try to explain in English because I don't speak French and we're in France? Do I explain what just happened? And I was like, it's fine. This was my fault. I'll just wait in the line again. So I go in the line and it's tripled in size. So it's even worse. And now I no longer have my rolly bag with me. I just have my backpack and this like weekender bag, both of which are very heavy. I am dying. I feel like I'm dying. Like I am so hot. I am weak. I feel like I can't think. And then I finally get to the front of the line and it was like comical. The people that I am going and getting a new phone tomorrow. It's official. No, it's not. I know that I'm not actually going to do that, but maybe I should. I just ran out of storage again. So every time I run out of storage, I have to go and plug my phone in, put the videos onto my computer, delete the videos, go into my recently deleted, delete them from there, and then start over. I need to stop. Okay. Where were we? Charles de Gaulle. That's where we were. Okay. I go back up. I'm waiting in the line. I get to the front of the line. It is almost comical, the people that are in front of me. I do think I spoke about this on the podcast, Stop the Internet podcast. Check it out. Last year when I got back, my sister and I did a little France recap. And I did talk a little bit about the things that people pulled out of their bags in front of me, including Coca-Cola cans, a full bottle of ketchup. I don't even remember the other stuff, honestly, but those are the two that stood out. Multiple cans of Coca-Cola and a full entire bottle of ketchup. I was like, okay, you know what? I get why this line takes so long now. And then we get through and my camera bag gets pulled 4 times. It has to go through 4 times. So that was annoying, but you know what? Better safe than sorry, because if they were flying through security and they barely looked in these bags, we don't need to go there. You know what? Keep me in the line. Keep me in the line. It's fine. That's why I'm here 4 hours early. Yes, they told us to get there 4 hours early. And by us, I mean me. Finally, I get through the line. I'm like, I made it. I go to my terminal. All is well. I fly on the plane. As I'm on the plane, in the last row, mind you, which was fine with me. I got an aisle seat, and that's all I need on a flight. I start getting sick. I start feeling sick. You know how when you wake up sick one day, you assume like, oh, I just got sick overnight? I feel like my overnight was this flight. Like throughout the entire flight, it started fine, and then I would like sneeze or cough. And then I was like, had to clear my throat. I coughed. I coughed maybe 5 times. Don't worry. I am a very considerate cougher. I cough into my arm. I cough into my scarf if I have one, my sweatshirt. I do my best. Okay. I'm not out here like, I'm sorry. I was doing my best to keep my germs contained, but I was like, okay, weird. I guess I'm getting sick, 2 weeks in France. It'll do it to you. When I get back, once again, more issues arise. These issues are so minor, but I feel like on top of everything, it was just like a little bit annoying, but whatever, it's fine. So we get to the baggage claim, we being everyone on my flight, and the bags don't come. They're not coming. I'm like, is this correct? Like, is this actually the right baggage claim? I made some mistakes today. I don't know why, but I have not been on my game today. Making sure I'm at the right carousel. I see other people that were on my flight. I see the guy that had the ketchup at the Paris airport. Actually, they were both on my flight. So I know that I'm at the correct carousel. We're waiting. People are starting to create some sort of ruckus. There's talks amongst the people. There's questions to the staff that walk by. 10 minutes goes by, 15, 20, 40. We're at 45 minutes to an hour Multiple other flights have come and gone, gotten their bags and gone. I'm like, all right, this is just so ridiculous. My sister is picking me up actually, and she was outside in the cell phone waiting lot. And then there was actually a car accident out there, or something happened where she was stuck in there and like couldn't come to the departure or arrivals like pickup area. I'm texting her. She's like, what's going on? Where's the freaking bag? I'm like, I don't know. And then finally, after close to an hour, we get the bag. I think it was an hour. Now I'm like, is my brain doing that thing where I dramatize the story in my head the further it gets from this? Like every year, every retelling, it's a little more dramatic. But it was at least 45 minutes to an hour, I believe. Check me on my podcast episode last year if you care, because that would have been a more accurate telling of this story. So anyway, finally the thing starts moving. I'm like, oh my gosh, the bags are here. Here we go. And I start inching closer. Everyone's inching a little closer. I was sitting so far away from this thing because I was like, I don't need to be anywhere near that empty carousel with all this ruckus going on, with people getting mad, people getting angry, impatient. I was sitting somewhere else. I was sitting on the ground of the airport, actually. And then I hear it turn on. So I'm like, okay, yay. I start to approach. Not too close, by the way. Not too close. The thing starts moving. People are like, ooh, what's going to be the first bag? Who's going to be first? First bag out, I see my broken suitcase. I see my pink hard shell, wheels don't turn, brand new suitcase from Nice, France. I was like, now this must be a miracle. The fact that my bag was the first one out on the carousel, as I saw my bag, I was like, that actually looks like my bag. Now I have to get closer. I have to be that guy. I have to start walking towards the baggage carousel even closer to get a better look. The people around me were like, who's going to be the first bag? There it is. There's the first bag. And I said, oh my gosh, I think it's mine. And they were like, oh, people gave me a round of applause. They applauded me. They clapped their hands. They said, wow, congrats. Somebody literally said congrats to me. I was like, thank you. Thank you guys. I'll be here till Thursday at this rate. Also, somebody told me I should go play the lottery. And I was like, wow, maybe I should. I didn't. So I got my bag, dragged it out of there, drug it out of there, drug it out of there because remember, the wheels don't turn. I go outside and I wait for my sister to pick me up from the cell phone waiting lot. That was another hour because car accident, can't get out of there, stop dead traffic, it's fine. And then even weirder, another part of this story still happened when I was waiting there. A girl asked if she could borrow my cell phone. And I was like, is this a trap? She said, I just need to call my dad. He's picking me up and my phone died. And I was like, all right, well, can I hold the phone while you call your said dad? And she said, yeah, that's a good idea. And she was like, oh, that's actually a good idea. I was like, yeah, thanks. Never trusting anyone too early. So she called her dad. Seemed pretty normal, honestly. And then the dad pulled up a few minutes later and the girl was so nice. She was like, wait, do you have a ride? Are you okay? And I was like, yeah, my sister's here. And she's like, okay. I was like, wow, you know what? There are some nice people out there. Not everyone is trying to murder you at all times. So my sister finally gets there. I get in the car, whatever. I am walking into my house and I feel sick. I'm sick at this point. I have symptoms of a cold and I did not want to admit it, but I didn't have any plans that week other than catch up on work and whatnot. So I just hung out by myself. And then 2 days later, as my symptoms got worse and worse and worse, I took the old COVID-19 test. And yes, I did have it. I had COVID, so that explains it. And my worst symptom, honestly, was, I did feel pretty sick actually the whole time. I feel like whenever I get a cold, I only get it for like maybe 2 or 3 days. Sometimes even one day is like really bad. And then I wake up the next day and like I feel a little bit better. But this was actually way worse. Like there was like maybe Monday night into Tuesday, I felt worse. And then Tuesday into Wednesday, I was like, I'll be fine. Like today's the worst day. Wednesday was even worse actually. So that's when I knew something was up. So I took the test and confirmed, you know what? Nothing has ever changed that quickly for me. Nothing has changed as quickly as that red line. That clear line turned to red so fast because there was just so much COVID in my blood. But I was fine. You know what? I was fine. But the worst symptom I had was brain fog. And it's so funny because then I think back to the airport and I was like, that explains it. That explains why I couldn't think. Like I actually could not think for myself in this Charles de Gaulle airport. And that explains why I was carrying my check bag through the security line and that I couldn't catch my breath and whatnot. So yeah, I had COVID the whole time. That was where it kicked in. And then once I got on the plane is when it really started to come out of me. But you know, it's just the world we live in. It's almost 7 p.m. This video was a little bit different than I thought it was gonna be. I thought this video was gonna be kind of like a day in the life at the shore, like living alone at the shore. The Jersey Shore, by the way. I'm at the Jersey Shore. But then I just got to yapping and I just wanted to yap. So maybe I'll call this Hang Out With Me because I'm bored. Hang out with me. Yeah, yeah, because I'm bored. It's still light out though. I think we have an hour and a half until sunset, but it is looking cloudy now, so I don't think I'm gonna walk down. Or maybe I'll still walk down just for the exercise, but I don't think it's gonna be that exciting tonight. Sorry, son. Thank you guys so much for watching my video, my hang out with me and yap video. I love talking to a camera, so hopefully you liked it too. And if you did, please subscribe to my channel and like this video so that I can continue to do this forever. 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 Okay, stop. Thank you so much for watching. I love you. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.